Hello again, everybody, and welcome. Today is July 4th, 2026, and here I go again. We had our fireworks in the city of Ventura last night, which I think is kind of weird. It's not the first time they've done it on the 3rd of July, and they even call them the 3rd of July fireworks. So I don't know what the hell their problem is. They've got other issues too, but the plan is we might go to Oxnard, which is just basically straight down this road, Victoria, right here, to watch their fireworks this evening after we do a little barbecue at our house. But I've got Gophers to deal with, so while my wife is over here shopping, and I might stop at Trader Joe's too. I don't know. There's always something in there that I want or need. I'm going to go down here to the next little shopping center over. I'm just going to walk here and see if the gardening store is open. Green Thumb, one of my favorite places. Anybody else dealing with Gophers on 4th of July? I don't know. I've had them for a while. Just been scraping up the dirt and whatever, and not really worried about it just yet. But let's go see if they're open. This is this crazy little area in between the two shopping centers. There's like a lot of homeless activity out here usually. Pretty stupid. But they got this nice little walkway to connect the two. And look at this. Green Thumb. And not a lot of cars in the parking lot, but they do look open. So let's go check it out. I like the little water features up here. They need to plant more though. I don't know, the water features just don't, it's not complete until they're planted. And what the heck's with all this trash? Oy. And then they got the little pond here at the end with, usually they got some goldfish in there. Yep. Okay, so they're open till 4 today. And this is their pest aisle here. Let's see what they have. They don't sell the good stuff anymore. The best one to get is called Answer. And if they'll sell it in your state or your locality, get it on Amazon. Stuff is the best. I have to just use whatever they're still willing to sell me here in California, which is a drag because a lot of it doesn't work. Especially not like that Answer stuff. I'll put a link in the description. Man, that is the stuff to get if you can get it. We are really down to very few options here for gopher killer. This one, and this one. The rest of them are either like these, flare kind of things that produce gas. And they still sell this one. You hook it up to your tailpipe in your car and a garden hose, and it shoots the exhaust into the ground and kind of fumes them out, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let me see here. I think this is the one I've used before. All right, I'm gonna give this one a try again, I guess. The Answer though, Answer gopher bait is the one to get. And since my wife is still shopping over there, I'm gonna take a little time to walk around. Oh, look at this little display they have. This is cool. They've got some little statues, military statues, and a cross with the flag kind of draped over it. It's kind of nice, obviously for 4th of July. And they got this eagle out here, pretty cool. So this is where they have like a lot of their stuff that I kind of grow. These are the tillandsias here. They also have some over there with like sticks, to mount them on. People buy like this bark and these pieces of log to make their own little arrangements on there. I don't do that. I just grow them kind of wild at my house in the trees and whatever. Some of them just sitting on the ground or on rocks or something. But then they also have this here. They have the tropical greenhouse, which is always kind of fun. I do have some of this stuff growing in the ground at home, obviously, like the monstera there, the schefflera here. I've got this dracaena. I have a version that's kind of like that. Obviously, I have ficus like that. I've got other ficus like this. I've got a number of the palms, but a lot of this stuff in here requires a little bit more shade, like a canopy. Oh yeah, and I have this here too, fiddle leaf fig right here. Thing gets huge. All of this stuff pretty much grows outside here without any problem. Highway Forsteriana. The Kentia palms are perfect. Cat, what are they calling this one? Cat palm. I have that growing at home too, right out of the ground. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Rica palms, those grow outside here. Some of this stuff will acclimate to the sun, but a lot of the stuff you see in here does need a bit of a canopy built up by this, bigger kind of stuff, or like I said, the fiddle leaf fig stuff. I have all of this growing outside in the ground. These are Tillandsias, got Guzmania there. You've got some other bromeliads here. All of this stuff will grow outside, no problem. It grows and blooms here, just like it was living in its home native habitat, This is where their greenhouse has always been since I was a kid. But they did rebuild it about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. They just gave it a new structure and new siding. I don't think they changed the floor out at all. They didn't. This is still the same, still laid out exactly the same as when I was a kid coming here. And when I say when I was a kid, I mean I was a kid, like a little kid. If you really want to trip out, this section over here, so it's bigger than it was when I was growing up. There's more options because they're using different materials now instead of just fiberglass and concrete. They've got these different resins and stuff they're making these out of. But this is where I spent my first 2 paychecks that I ever had in my life. I think I got paid about $120 for my first 2 weeks of work, and then about the same for my second 2 weeks of work. I was 15 years old, working at a pet store, and I came and bought something very similar to this. In fact, I have the same exact thing in my backyard now. There's a whole story about how I got that from Tapia Brothers Farms over in right there at the Sepulveda Basin, right off the 101. I have the exact same one I bought when I was 15 years old. Maybe not the exact same one, could be. But they have a green thumb out there in the valley too. So I assume it's just one that was pulled from the same mold as mine. But yeah, my parents thought I was freaking nuts because I paid, I think it was was it $199 or like 208, something like that. Came with a little pump. I think with tax and everything, I think it was about $215. And I kept it in my room for the first little bit. But one thing about these you can almost never get away from is splashing. I mean, look at this. Look how wet the ground is around this. So they're really more outdoor things. But I did move it outside because we had wood floors and my parents weren't going to go for that. Plus, I don't know. It was kind of goofy to have it in my room. I had it by my fish tanks. But yeah, this was the first place I spent my first paychecks working at the pet store. Another thing about this store, you see these little things up on the wall here? This planting mix bags. I was shooting for an episode on Outdoor Life Network, like 50 worst jobs or something like that. And I came here because they were doing a thing on manure. So I shot in a couple different places around town, but I also shot pictures of the bags of the different types of manure they sell here. So that's one of the things that I did here when I was working in film and television. Just came here and got a little B-roll, little cutaway for the editor to have something to work with. Yeah, I did that right here too. All right, I got my gopher killer. They were open, thankfully. 4th of July, I didn't expect that. And my wife texted me and said that she's back at the car. So good timing too. All right, so I gotta go home, get this stuff in the ground. Oh, we gotta go to the grocery store first and get stuff to cook for barbecue tonight for 4th of July, right? And then go see some more fireworks. The other thing about the fireworks show last night that I have a problem with is that there were no big fireworks. These were launched from the top of like a 4-story building, and they weren't like the regular big fireworks. They're more of the things that like people put on, just to like do like a show on the ground. There was a couple that were, could be considered a little bit bigger, but for the most part, there were no like really big fireworks. And I was waiting for those. The way I had my camera set up, I had the GoPro set up and I had it tilted up, right? So it could catch the big ones in the air. They never launched anything like that. So that's another issue I have with our show last night. And then I have to deal with this kind of like unapproved plant in my backyard. It came up last year as a volunteer. I think somebody, I don't know. Oh, I know what happened. We were cooking on the grill and we were using these on the kebabs. And I think maybe, I don't know, we must have thrown one or a rat got a hold of one and drug it up here onto the terrace and it just started growing. Well, then that plant ripped out and then now this one's back. And look at how tall it's getting. But this is one part of my yard that they haven't let me take over with tropicals yet. So I guess for now, we'll get tomatoes off of it. They're actually very good. I don't really care for the look of this plant and it doesn't do anything for me. But the flavor, you're not going to get the flavor like this at the grocery store. There's no way. No way ever you'll get the flavor like these at the grocery store. I got to get a stool to get up here and get these ones that are back on the back of the terrace. That one, let's see, are those ripe? No, not ripe. Oh, this one's ripe. It's actually bursting at the seams. That's fine. That's what happens if you don't get them in time. But anyway, I don't know, we got what, like 10 of them? Can have them for our little barbecue tonight. I got a dragon fruit ripening. That's from the tropics right there. This stuff takes over. Look how it snakes up through the heliconia and the palm that's growing here. And look, it's just like hanging out of the tree. Stuff is everywhere. And the roots like attached to the wall and it climbs up. The dragon fruit's actually really good. And if there's anybody close enough that wants a cutting, this stuff is self-pollinating. So you do have to manually pollinate it. But the pollen that it produces will pollinate the flower so you can make your own fruit. Let me know and we'll find a way to get you a cutting. And I did get some decorations up for the 4th of July. I got my flag out while my coffee was making this morning. And we did some fresh flowers in our pots out here. And then I got that from Amazon. I think it's kind of cool. That's my little 4th of July decoration going on right there. I didn't want you to think I didn't get my flag out. I did. First thing I did when I got up after I got my coffee making. And then my wife put a few touches up. Got the 4th of July wreath there and our little welcome kind of, I don't know, rustic little sign over here. All right, toasted the buns. That's the last thing. We got hot dogs, we got hamburgers, got the cheese melting there, got beef dogs with one turkey for my wife because she freaks out on the beef dogs. But as soon as these bad boys are grilled up, barbecued, as one of my favorite comedians says, barbecue. Oh, that one's barbecued all up. Look at that. All right, we're very close here. Okay, so we just drove down here to 5th Street in Oxnard, and I can hear fireworks going off all over, and I can see them occasionally around. You can see flashes of light and some detail from time to time. But the main fireworks, I believe, are going to be kind of down in this general area. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Look back this way. See if we can see anything. There we go. Oh, yeah. So, since this isn't, like our city's thing, we drove to the next city over. Um, we're not going to like try to park and get out and walk all close and stuff. Um, we're just going to view from afar and try to beat the traffic, because traffic getting out of these like little harbor towns, little harbor areas in the town it's not fun. It wasn't fun for us last night leaving the downtown area in Ventura. Wow, I need like a 360, man, to catch all this stuff. There we go. Wow, okay. These are people just lighting them off at their houses too down here. So this isn't the actual fireworks show for the city. That was a big one. Wow. So it's also, we have, the marine layer has come in, so the visibility isn't great, but it's not terrible either. If we were at home, we would be up there, kind of along the little foothills up there, and we'd have to be looking through all of this, and the view would be not so good. I hear frogs off in the distance too. Wow, it's going really crazy over there. Oh, and by the way, all of these things are actually illegal here. So you have to go like out to a different like city to buy them, and then bring them back here and light them off, and just hope the cops never find, where you're lighting them off from, like where you live and stuff. They've been lighting fireworks off probably for like the last, I don't know, week. You could hear them because of the soccer games too. Like everybody gets all excited over the soccer games when one of the, you know, when one of the teams on this side of the world win, right? Whether it's like, I don't know, Mexico or Argentina or United States or whatever. I'm not enamored by the game at all. So I don't really get the appeal, but a lot of people do. And they've been lighting off fireworks just like this. The sound is almost as good as the visuals. So this was my wife's idea to come down here. So thumbs up to my wife. Wow, it is getting crazy out here. Look at this over here. That's down at the beach there. People probably on the sand. Listen to this. It's getting close to the city show, so maybe people are just lighting them off like crazy. Oxnard's got the spirit, huh? Oh, somebody's got a laser over there. Look. Blue laser. Oh, that's cool. I'm surprised we don't see more of those. All I hear is frogs on that side of the road. That's funny. They're getting louder as it's getting darker too. Hear the frogs? Hey, we are getting close to showtime here. Look at this. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, this is it. So I guess I was off a few degrees on my estimation as to where the show was going to be, but let's see here. Let's see if we can lock in focus here. Okay, there we go. That should be good. See, this is better than the Ventura ones. These are actual, like, big fireworks that go way up in the sky and spread out. It's crazy. The ones in the neighborhood behind me sound louder than these big ones down at the harbor. God, and they're still going off in the neighborhoods over here. Look at this. Just everywhere. Oh, over here too. Look at that. Nice. But here's where the main show is. Look at this column of smoke over here. Wow. If I'm just scanning the city, like, look at all that going on out there. And what the fireworks are reflecting off of here are these plastic sheets they put over the strawberry fields before the strawberries, I guess germinate and come out. You don't even see leaves or anything. Well, there's still so much going on out in the neighborhoods over here that have nothing to do with the main city show going on right down here. Zoom out a little bit, take it all in here, or not all of it, but at least a couple more degrees out. Well, what time do the other ones start? No, that's got to be the harbor down there. Oh, the ones further out? Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. So my wife pointed out that what we could be seeing here is on the right is Oxnard's fireworks show, and the one you see off in the distance on the left there could be Port Hueneme. So potentially, I guess that could be the case. But I mean, if I look around going this way, I just see more and more of them going off over the city, over here just in the neighborhoods. Oh, there's some going on back there too. That's back over in Ventura. Let's get back to the main show here at the harbor. Wow, these things are going crazy. Look at this. All right, we've been going almost 12 minutes on this show right here in front of me. I wonder how long it's going to go. Typically, they go for close to 15. Pretty good. Okay, we're coming up on getting close to 14 minutes on this one, so this might be their last hurrah here. Let's see. All right, we're a little over 15 minutes now. Oh, there's a good group of them going up right now. It's actually a good place to take it in. It's just flat farmland around here. Look at that. They're sending so many up. Wow. Happy 250, America. There you go. So we're 18 minutes plus into this show here. Wow, good show. They're coming up on 20 minutes here. Nice. Wow. Awesome. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Almost 21 minutes. They're killing it. Okay, I guess can I say that was their last hurrah there. They went out with the bang for sure. And it's still going on all over the city and the cities beyond out
All right,
there.
everybody. I hope you enjoyed this
Pretty cool.
day of fireworks and gopher fighting. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, take care.